Thank you, Coach Pablo. A point against 11 men, Amazulu going down 1 man in the game. Your thoughts and what impressed you, if anything, about the match and how the boys fared out tonight?
Good evening, everyone. First of all, again, I think under the circumstances, it's a good point for us. We are having many difficulties, even last minute before the games, in these first 2 match days, and we have to change things that we cannot control as coaches. From there, the team again is showing a great fighting spirit. What these guys did today, playing against an amazing team, one of the best teams in this league, with one less man, as you said, for almost 70 minutes, and being much better than them. Because I think, unless in the first 20 minutes where we couldn't play the game we wanted, but from there we were dominating. Then the red card, then with one less player, the end of the first half was ours. But then in the second half, I think we hammered them. I think we were much better. We created the chances. We already in the first half created a very clear chance, but the main problem that we are having in these 2 games is that when we are reaching the last third, we are not converting, not only because we are not shooting, but this final pass in very favorable circumstances is not reaching the target. If it's reaching the target in those overloads that we are creating, you only need to tap the ball in. And we are missing those situations, the same as in the second half. Then the goalkeeper saved a great header from Rama, if I'm not mistaken. Then in the rebound we are hitting the post, and it's true that they had also a chance to convert in minute 80, and Belly again saved us, but this chance came for a mistake of one of our centre backs. So that means that in 90 minutes we didn't concede a single chance from a top team in this league. That talks very well about the defensive work we are doing, and that's why we are getting 2 clean sheets in these first 2 games. Now the problem is converting, as I said, but the most important thing is what everyone have seen today here: the commitment of these guys, the spirit they have, the team we are building. I think right now, when you spend time with these guys, not only on the field, off the field, if you would have the chance to be with them in the dressing room, here in the team talks, you would realize the bonds we are creating and the family Amazulu is becoming. And when you are doing like that, you can make miracles like the one we made today, and it was about to be a very good one, because I think we should have won the 3 points. But even against these kind of teams and under these circumstances, to get one was almost a miracle. It's a pity we couldn't play with 11 players, because I think otherwise, for sure, we could have had a better result. But all the credibility to my players. Again, what they did today, it's amazing. It's to show everyone, and if we keep going like that, the first win is going to come very soon.
Thanks, Coach. Please introduce yourself to the coach, your organization, and then we can answer. You can ask. Let's start with the ladies. Okay. Women's Day. Then we go to you.
Congratulations for Women's Day.
Thank you. My name is Pinky. I just want to find out, from the pre-seasons until your first game against Rock and now against Supersport United, we've only collected points from both teams. The points in the pool, like 2 points from both teams. And when you look at the mistake that your players are doing, especially Timbela Zatukane, who got a red card when you're down, and went down to 10 men, As what exactly or where exactly do you feel like you need to focus more in building your team, especially when you go into your next game against Supersport United?
Thank you. You see, we are only having 2 points because when you play 2 games and you don't convert any chances, you cannot get more. So we are getting the maximum we can. On the other hand, we are getting 2 points because we are not conceding any goals. So that means that you are at least getting 1 point. So I think the team is showing that it's reliable in defense, that we are building the team from the foundations. But we are saying from the very beginning the pre-season, even when we were scoring goals, if you see the kind of goals we were scoring, we are lacking of that quality in the final third. In these last through passes and those last runs and the finish, and when you don't have that, then we are not getting what we want. It's difficult, because I feel that we are improving daily in the trainings, but it's going to be a long process. In the end, in football, it's easier to defend than to attack. So you can accelerate the first process, but it's difficult to get the second one. The second one depends not only of what the coaches are working, depends also on that quality of those players and the capacity to convert or the capacity to do something different, something unexpected, something that you are not going to bring into the training sessions because it's already on them. So from there, I'm really happy with all of them, with all they are doing. I cannot complain about anything, but this is what happens not only to us, to most of the teams in this competition, this problem of accuracy when finishing. And from there, we need to be a little bit more accurate, we need to create more chances, we need to improve our abilities in the last third, and sometimes you also need to be a little bit more lucky. I think this is part of the game, and right now we are lacking of all those things, but as we are very reliable in the other phase of the game when we are off the ball, then it's why we are getting 2 points. We are right now, I think, in the middle of the table, 8th position if I'm not mistaken. Still 2 games are been playing, no? But that means that we are better than last season. We are coming from number 13. We don't have to forget that, and we are building something totally different. And I'm saying from the very beginning, it's going to take time, and we are a very, very, very long way to the place I want or this team to be, and I think we are going to get there with patience, with time, with maybe some signings that can come and help us. Already we signed one attacking player, but he's not here due to problems with the visa. So all those details are harming us, or at least are not helping us. But we are managing that, and really proud and really happy with what I have, and as I told you, with what these guys are doing so far. Unbelievable their effort, unbelievable their commitment, unbelievable the happiness and the joy they are bringing every day to every single training session and to every game. And from there, I think good things are coming.
Thanks, Coach. Ayanda, and then we go to
Coach Ayanda Yusuf from Ghana CFM Sports. Just speak to us about the adjustments that you made after going a man down, and because your boys were able to manage the game and keep Supersport out, but also go forward and create chances. So just speak to us about your tactical adjustments after going a man down, and also are you worried about the fact that the goals are not coming, or it's just something of also to being unlucky at the moment, but since you guys are creating chances? So yeah, it's a bit of a twofold question, but mostly on the side of how you guys manage the game after going a man down.
The first one is tricky because you want me to give advantage to my opponents, or you want to take my place. No, just joking. We were man down. We knew about the strengths of Supersport. We tried to press them from the very beginning. The first 20 minutes, as I told you, it wasn't the higher press that I was expecting us to have. We also have 2 days to prepare the game, and they were recovery training and pre-match training, so we couldn't do that much or work with that intensity. So from there, probably we were not very well adjusted. And in the long balls, in the direct play, in the aerial duels, we knew that we were going to be weaker. And then when they were with one more man, and I realized that they were trying to be more dominant on the ball, I think this is not the kind of play they like. So from there, we adjust the pressure just to go in a few situations and to give them the initiative, to trap them in the situations we want them to be trapped in defense. We balanced the team. We didn't have one defender in the 5-back line. We defended with 4, but we also changed a striker and we play Moremi, who is balancing more the team in terms of defense than Victor. And we tried to play with mobile players in this front 3. And we knew that we were going to catch them in the counter-attack, but we also knew that we needed to step up in attack and to have the opportunity of move the ball around and make them run as well, because we have the capacity and we have the quality. And from there, to find the overloads that we wanted to find, especially playing Ngema more inside and creating these overloads behind the midfielders. And from there, I think the plan worked perfectly, and as I told you, in my opinion, we hammered them. We were much better than them, and it seemed that they were the ones playing with 10 and we were the ones playing with 13, because today the 10 players we played from that moment of the red card ran and played like if we had 3 more players on the field. And about the second one, sorry?
No, I was asking about the goals. Are you worried about the fact that you guys are not?
No, of course I'm worried, you know. I want to convert. I consider myself a coach who has a very offensive mentality. Most of the teams I coach were top 2 in terms of goal scoring chances, always, in creating these chances, but we are in a new context. We are having these difficulties, and you know, inside myself I'm burning, you know, because I want to play better. I want to, and I don't agree with one thing that you said, because you said not creating chances, but I disagree totally. I think we created many chances today, and I explained also in the last press conference that sometimes you don't need to shoot to create a clear goal scoring chance. And this is what happens today, for example, at the end of first half, when Brooks is totally open and Ngema is in the 6-yard post totally alone to just tap the ball in, and then the pass is going a little bit behind instead of passing with advantage, and then from scoring a 95% likelihood goal to not score a goal because you are finishing, turning around, and with a player already in front of you defending the goal plus the goalkeeper, no? So that's the situation. I would be more worried if, for example, today we wouldn't have, hadn't created any chances, or you know, but we created the chances. You said it's sometimes lack of accuracy, sometimes it's a little bit of luck, sometimes the ball is touching the post and goes inside, or there's a rebound and goes inside. Sometimes the goalkeeper is not saving that clear opportunity. Sometimes we need to be more accurate, and it's on us, and we need to improve that for sure. But you know, it's a pity. Today I'm not happy because I think these guys deserve to get the 3 points. I really think that we deserve those 3 points. But then the next game, we will try to create more chances, and especially we will try to convert them, and we will try to keep doing the good job in defense and not conceding, and that would mean that we will get 3 points, and you will ask me a different question in terms of goal scoring chances or goals.
Yes, coach, just maybe a last one to them.
Coach, welcome to South Africa. Welcome to your first home game.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's Tamale. Hope you pronounce my name better than this time. Coach, it's your second game. on the competitive.
Yeah, we can hear
Okay.
you.
I understand you better without the micro.
Oh, okay, it's fine. You played 2 competitive games in the South African football. On your own view, how can you summarize the South African football? Look at it, how you view it. And lastly, what position you believe you will finish up at the end of the season with the current team that you are having?
To the first one, I already knew South African League because I'm watching this league for about 2 years. As you know, I had the opportunity to play CAF quarterfinals here with Simba against Pirates as well, so I had to watch many games from Pirates, and that meant that I also had to watch many games from the other teams facing them in the league. And since I started having conversation with many clubs here, because they had this interest in me, I was watching and analyzing those teams, and now I'm seeing more or less the same. This is a league where all teams are very competitive, all games are even. It's difficult to see a game with a big difference between one team and the rest. Of course, there's a team in this competition which is better than the other ones. But for the other ones, even for the teams in the top 4, when they are facing the teams fighting for relegation, all games are really, really even. From there, about the style of play, you can see that there's like all around the world everything. There are more teams like the one you saw here today, which like to play more direct. There are some teams which like to play much more combination game, Spanish style, but there are things in common, no? The lack of accuracy, as I said, in the final third for most of the teams, and the ones who have better decision making are the ones who are in the top of the table. When you are seeing, for example, Pirates playing yesterday, you can see that that's the difference. They have those players who can unbalance the game, so who can finish the actions with more quality. But for the rest of the teams, let's say for 10, 12 teams, I think we are having the same problem. I'm seeing games really open with a lot of alternatives, especially in the second half, in the last minutes of the games, where you can see that many goals have been scored and there are many counter-attacks. So from there, it's easier also for the attacking players to go for better decision making and better chances. And I'm seeing that, especially something that is important for me, it's that the atmosphere most of the times is nice, that here everyone is fighting for what he needs to fight, but in the end this is a party, and I like that, because sport, in this case football, I think has to make people happy. And I'm seeing that. I'm seeing people on the stands enjoying with the football games. I'm seeing that everyone here in this league is pretty respectful. So from there, I think this is something that I like so far of this competition and of South African football. I've been in many countries, and in some other countries it's difficult to see that. Maybe in some other games I'm going to see something different, but so far in these 2 games I can say that this is what I saw and what I like of the field.
Thanks, coach. Thanks, colleagues.